25. I'll call the meeting to order and ask for the roll call, please.
Councilmember Abdelgawad.
Here.
Councilmember Barber.
Present.
Councilmember Baker.
Present.
Councilmember Burke.
Present.
Councilmember Circo.
Present.
Councilmember Ingert.
Present.
Councilmember Holman.
Present.
Councilmember Mills.
Present.
Mayor Turnbow.
Here. Oh, we're all present and accounted for. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Under presentations and awards this evening, we have a presentation by our city auditor from Dana F. Cole & Company, and Mr. Matthew Partridge will provide that report. Mr. Partridge.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Matt Partridge, CPA from the firm Dana F. Cole & Company. I'm here on behalf of partner Kim Pearson, CPA, who could not be here tonight, to give you the results of the audit for the fiscal year ended October 31st, 2024. The following are his words that I'm going to read, and then I'll give some of my own comment. The audit package was prepared as an annual comprehensive financial report after the review process by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada. The city was presented with the Certificate of Achievement for Financial Reporting, and this is included in this year's audit package. This is the 15th straight year of this award being presented to the city and the Finance Department. Overall, our audit fieldwork went very well. City staff were organized and provided us with documents we requested and responded to our inquiries during our fieldwork procedures. The issuance of the audit report is a little later than prior years due to timing and putting all the necessary information together for the report. We are issuing an unmodified opinion on the financial statements, which means they are fairly presented in all material respects, and our report on compliance with laws, regulations, and grant agreements do not disclose any items of non-compliance. Our report on internal controls discloses a similar item that has been included in prior years related to the assistance of us as auditors to draft the complete financial statements and related note disclosures. This is a common item for a city of this size, and if I recall correctly from last year's presentation, I believe this was included in last year's report as well. The city did not incur expenditures from federal awards this year that exceeded $750,000, and therefore a single audit of federal awards was not required. This threshold amount will increase to $1 million beginning with the fiscal year ended October 31st, 2025. As for my own comments, I would just like to say that it is always a pleasure. This is the third year that I've worked on this audit. It's always a pleasure to work with the city staff. They are some of the best that we get the chance to work with, and they are very organized and timely and very helpful, and always make this process go fairly smoothly. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone have any questions? I don't believe so. Thank you for coming up this evening. Appreciate you.
Your Honor.
Do you have anything follow up on that, Mr.
Just
Fearborn?
one quick follow-up. As Mr. Partridge had indicated, a little later than usual coming in, and you'll also note that the stamp on the audit is preliminary in a great degree due to the fact that the firm is actually undergoing peer review right now. And for those of you who've had to do a peer review, it's such a joy for everybody to have to do, and leads to this sort of a preliminary presentation because everything they're doing is being reviewed by one of the other firms to make sure that they are performing in the excellent manner in which we have always also seen them perform for us. That concludes staff report, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right. If there's nothing further, we'll move on to staff reports. Mr. Fearborn.
Thank you, sir. I would ask Mr. Salisbury to make a report for Public Works.
Thank you, Mr. Fearborn. Just a couple projects I want to highlight. The curb replacement program is moving along nicely. They are over off Country Lane currently, so they'll be over there for about a month, but they're moving right along. The Raymore Commerce Center South public infrastructure, obviously everyone knows 195th Street's now open. Dean Avenue should be open in the next week or two. We keep getting rain every single week, and they can't wrap up the last couple items. But they're planning hopefully next week or the week after to have that completed. From our operations division, they are working on paint striping around town, so you will see them on the major roads working on that. And I just want to say congratulations to Andy Elliston. He retired recently after 46 years with the city. Very happy for him. And that concludes my staff report.
Thank you, Trent. Does anyone have anything for Mr. Salzberg? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just in reference, in Ward 1, at Derby and Johnson Drive, I know the city spent a lot of time there in the last couple of weeks, but I keep getting calls on it and photos of the drainage from the duplex area coming onto Johnson Drive, and with all the construction socks that are blocking off all the drains on Johnson Drive, everything is flowing east into Derby and beyond, and it's not water, it's mud. I mean, there is mud sitting on the road right now. What can we do to alleviate this issue so that at least we have safe roads to drive on, sidewalks that can be walked on, and all that over there?
Sure, they are constantly working on new iterations every time it rains, trying to make the improvements out there. They designed their stormwater, or their erosion control plan. Obviously, that wasn't working, so then they installed rock check dams, extra silt fence. So they're just continuing to try and build on this. I think the next step they're gonna take is installing more erosion control up the hill to try and keep the silt further up the site as opposed to coming all the way down. So we're working with them constantly. I know they were out there with them Saturday, trying to get everything ironed out, so.
Is there any reason, like, we can't just open the drains up there, or, I mean, because it's going somewhere into a drain. I mean, whether it's right there on Johnson Drive at the site or at Derby and the intersection, it's going into a drain in Raymore at some point.
The issue with that is all of that silt's gonna wash straight into the creek, and we're doing everything we can to keep it out of the creek. I know some of it's still getting into the roads and subsequently into the creek, but, by trying to keep it at least contained out of the creek, they can clean it up and do that. But we're working with them to keep it on the site, because we can't have it getting out onto the roads, so.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Mr. Fearborn, did you have any follow-up comment on that? I know you were out there with the crew the other day kind of inspecting things. I know that we've had a couple of large downpours that haven't helped the situation, but
Yes, we'd prefer not to have 7.5 inches of rain. I think that would go a long way to keeping the mud off the street.
right.
It would be a violation of several DNR standards if we were to pull those straw bags off of the drain holes and let it go down into there. So that is not a solution that we would want to put into place.
Because they require those during the construction
They
portion.
do, sir.
right?
They do. And again, as Mr. Salisbury had indicated, each time we get one like this, it doesn't help that, just like with everything else, every single week it seems like we're getting one of these deluges right now. And then you have to adjust in the construction zone because it is under construction. But we did see that rush of water go down and hit the silt fence that was up and knocked the silt fence down. And that issue did get out into the street. But again, we do not want to pull those straw bags from the drains.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Fearborn, turn it back to you.
Thank you, sir. I would ask Mr. Mustine to make a report for Parks and Rec.
Thank you, sir. Mayor, members of the council, I also have a written report in your packet, but just a few highlights. Our trail reconstruction is currently underway. We're at Ward Park, much like Public Works and their projects. The rain continues to stall and we have to reevaluate. They should be wrapping up Ward Park Trail this week, and then we'll work with the contractor on setting the calendar and the schedule for what portions go next. Just based on construction around town, we want to not overload certain areas. So we'll continue to work through that and get those trails rebuilt. So that project is underway. Couple items coming up. We have 2 weeks of summer camp left. Thank goodness. We love those campers, but we're also looking forward to them going back to school. So we have 2 weeks left to go. This week they're going to Legoland as their final field trip, and then next week we'll wrap up at Recreation Park and some of our parks, just field days throughout the week, and have a good send off for the summer and send them back to school. August 15th, we have our Rugged Raymore, our mini mud run coming up. It is $35 for pre-registration. Registration's open. It's ages 4 to 12. It's $40 the day of, and the location continues to be in the same area on the west side of Hawk Ridge Park, near the soccer fields and the the entrance to the mountain bike paths. So looking forward to that. We've got a lot of sponsors, a lot of volunteers, and we just hope to have a great turnout. It's a fun event for our staff and for everybody involved. So looking forward to the Rugged Raymore. Last Friday night, the rain did cancel our Friday Food Fest, and that was kind of one of our big events wrapping up Parks and Recreation Month. So we'll work with those food truck vendors to find other dates and events that we can keep them in town and bring them back. But tomorrow night at the farmers market, if you come to the farmers market, we have our giveaway for Parks and Rec Month t-shirts. So all you got to do is show up at the farmers market while supplies last. You can request your shirt and wear that one with pride. And that is all I have for tonight. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mustine. Anyone have any questions of Mr. Mustine? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Fearborn?
Thank you, Mr. Mustine. I would ask Ms. Harmon to make a report.
Thank you, sir, and good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Well, I saw Nathan bring his shirt up here, so I need to bring a shirt too. So this Saturday, the Raymore Arts Commission is hosting the very first Station Stop Art Party. This is a hands-on arts festival for children geared toward kids 3 to 10 years old, but families are invited and parents are invited to help. We'll have bracelet making. You can decorate your own little t-shirt with fabric markers, and lots of activities for the kids. Everything's free except we'll have the Shivers Ice House on site. So the only thing you'd need to pay for is if you want a cool treat. But that is this Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon at TB Hanna Station. So if you know any kiddos that might be interested, please stop by. August 8th is the next Arts Commission concert, the second Friday of August. It will be a band that does kind of country, classic rock, dirt rock covers, and that's 7 to 9 at the amphitheater at Hawk Ridge Park. Unfortunately, our July jazz concert was rained out, but our band is going to be playing in October at the Arts Commission's first Raymore Chili Cook-Off. So that's Saturday, October 11th. So I know it's really far out, but put it on your calendar. It's going to be a great time. And other than that, I have just been assisting finance and other departments with getting some parts of the upcoming proposed budget put together for you. That's been taking up quite a bit of time. And then Ms. Garcia and I have started working on the fall issue of the Review magazine and the Parks and Rec program guide. So that will be out in September. And that's all I have for you this evening.
Got a lot going on. Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Fearborn?
Thank you, Ms. Harmon. I would ask Ms. Hill to make a report for the city clerk's office.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a reminder that the annual back-to-school sales tax holiday is August 1st through 3rd. This holiday exempts all state and local sales tax and use taxes during the exemption period on qualifying items such as clothing, school supplies, and personal computers and peripheral devices. More information on this holiday can be found on the Missouri Department of Revenue's website. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have any questions of Ms. Hill? All right, hearing none. Mr. Fearborn, back to
Thank you, Ms. Hill. Next week, we will be having a work session for the second work session in a row. The item that is currently on is I will be needing to bring some pre-budget presentation items to the council to get your feedback and a possible resolution prior to the budget presentation from you all. That concludes staff reports tonight, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone have any questions of Mr. Fearborn? Seeing no, we'll move into the consent agenda. Only item we have on our consent agenda this evening is the July 14 meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion to dispose of the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Abdelgawad,
I move that we approve the consent agenda, including item A, City Council meeting minutes from July 14th, 2025.
thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
Yes, sir. I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Holman. Motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carries unanimously 8-0. Thank you. We'll now move on to unfinished business. Could I please have the second reading of Bill 3979 by title only?
The second reading of Bill 3979 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, establishing a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interests for certain officials and candidates for elective offices.
This is a recurring bill, is it not? That's what I thought. So I don't think there'd be any questions on this. I'd entertain a motion to dispose of Bill 3979.
Mr. Mayor,
Mrs. Belgawad.
I move that we approve Bill 3979, the annual personal financial disclosure ordinance.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I will second the motion, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Holman. Motion has been made and seconded to approve the second reading of Bill 3979. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carries unanimously 8-0. Thank you. Can I please have the second reading of Bill 3976 by title only?
The second reading of Bill 3976 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, approving the iconic Final Development Plan, a mixed-use development project located north of Johnston Drive and west of Dean Avenue in Raymore, Cass County, Missouri.
Thank you. If there are no questions, I'd entertain a motion to dispose of this item.
Mr. Mayor,
Mrs. Delgado.
I move that we approve Bill 3976, iconic mixed-use final development plan.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
Yes, sir. I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Holman. The motion's been made and seconded to approve the second reading of Bill 3976. Any further discussion? Mr. Baker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to read this and then ask for something. So I am voting yes on this ordinance related to the iconic plan use development because as a ministerial action, it satisfies the technical and legal requirements set forth under our United Development Code. I recognize that I am obligated to uphold the law as it stands. However, I do so under protest. I believe the public has not been adequately informed or meaningfully engaged in this process. I also have serious concerns about whether our current policies provide sufficient accountability regarding long-term impacts, including infrastructure capacity, traffic management, and community character. My vote today should not be construed as an endorsement of the development's concept or execution. Going forward, I would like to work with this council to strengthen our policies to ensure greater transparency and broaden public input. Mr. Mayor, I respectfully request that my statement of protest be entered into the minutes to reflect that while I am voting in the affirmative as required under law, I am doing so under protest for the reasons I have stated. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. So stated. And anyone else? Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Mills.
thank you. I agree with Councilman Baker. Again, I'm going to vote yes on this ordinance, because as a ministerial action, it satisfies the technical and legal requirements set forth in our Unified Development Code, and I recognize that I'm obligated to uphold this law as I stand. However, I am also voting under protest. Along with Councilman Baker said, I believe, the public has not been adequately informed or meaningfully engaged in this process. I do have concerns on whether our current policies are really providing sufficient accountability regarding long-term impacts, including infrastructure capacity, traffic management, and community character, just as we discussed earlier with the water issues from a previous deal. My vote today should not be construed as an endorsement of the development's concept or execution, but I am going forward. And I do want to work with the council. I think we need to strengthen our policies, make sure we ensure greater transparency, and broaden public input. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Mr. Holman.
Yes, I have a question for Mr. Baker. You voted yes on the preliminary plat on this, but you claim there wasn't any accountability, we didn't follow rules, we have poor policies. Can you explain why you voted yes on the preliminary plat, then no last week, and then yes again tonight?
Yes, I'll be more than happy to explain that. Obviously, when I voted yes for the preliminary, it was early on in my career as a councilman. The input that I received from my constituents between the day I was elected to today has formed my opinion and has changed it, much like happens in life. Just because you vote for something one day, it doesn't mean that that vote has to be carried through the entire process. So lots of reasons to vote yes in protest. It satisfied the legal requirements that was put forth by our city attorney last week in a work session. I think we're at the point that It's something that if I could go back, I would change it. Seeing the density that we are creating in Ward 1, that has driven me to rethink a lot of things of how I voted early on in my career. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion? Opposed? Okay, so that'd be 8 in
Favor
favor
and protest, yeah.
and a protest. I'm not sure that's an official motion, but okay. Motion carries 8-0. I will now move on to new business. Could I please have the first reading of Bill 3980 by title only?
The first reading of Bill 3980 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, authorizing the redemption of the outstanding general obligation bonds, Series 2017, and certain documents and actions in connection therewith.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a staff report?
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask Mr. Todd Goffey, financial advisor for the city, to begin the staff report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Todd Goffey with Piper Sandler. Periodically throughout the year, we update our debt models for the debt service fund cash flows, and we're looking 20 years in arrears, and we look 20 years forward. So it encompasses about a 40-year time frame with the debt model. Each year, this time of the year, once the county provides staff with the assessed valuation, we always drop that into the debt models and then rerun those along with several other variables. But this year, we believe that you have surplus cash in the debt service fund, and that presents an opportunity to use about $800,000 of that surplus to completely pay off one series of bonds early, the 2017 bonds with a principal balance outstanding of $830,000. So we believe it makes sense to pay those bonds off. It's going to save between now and 2037, which is the final maturity of that particular series of bonds. It's going to save over $250,000 of interest cost. We're comfortable when we look at our debt models that it still puts you in a good position. We think it also allows you to continue with the debt service levy that you've had in place for the last 20 years at 0.7170 cents. And so that would be our recommendation.
Thank you, sir. Any questions of Mr. Goffey? Mr. Mills?
Just confirming that all of this $843,000 is coming out of our debt service fund and none of it's coming out of general obligation or just our general fund?
All of the debt service payments have to come out of,
Okay.
on general obligation, have to come out
Okay,
of that
that's
fund.
fine.
That's correct.
Anyone else? Thank you, sir. Mr. Fearborn, do you have anything to follow up on that?
The only thing I would add is that our preliminary projections are that even with this, we will be actually rolling back from a capacity, which would be coming to you all in 2 weeks when we do the overall levy. The debt service levy could actually be about 4 cents higher than the 7170, but we can roll back and still have all of the plans in place that we have for that and continue to make debt service payments at that rollback amount.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any questions of Mr. Fearborn? All right, thank you very much. If there are no further questions, I entertain a motion to dispose of this item.
Mr. Mayor,
Ms. Abdelgawad?
I move that we approve Bill 3980, Bond Defeasance General Obligation Series 2017.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
Yes, sir. I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Holman. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the first reading of Bill 3980. Any further discussion? Yes, Ms. Abdelgawad.
Just a quick note to our bond counsel and city staff, of course, it's always great to look for a way to save money. So, nice work.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion? Motion carries unanimously, 8-0. Thank you. That concludes new business. We'll now move on to public comments. If anyone from the public would care to address the council at this time, please step forward, state your name and address for the record, and try to keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. I see no one coming forward, so we'll close the public comment section at this time and move on to mayor council communication. Ms. Abdelgawad, I'll start with you this evening.
I'm in favor of keeping the meeting short tonight, so I'll pass. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Barber?
I only have one thing. Happy birthday, Mayor.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Circo?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, just two things. Again, congratulations to Andy. The retirement party was fantastic for Andy. It went well. Thanks on the trucks still in play for the food trucks. That's a good thing. I'm glad to hear that because people in the city really love that at time when the trucks come out. So thanks for working on that still. And basically, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Baker?
Just one thing, I would like to welcome Meinstein Brothers. I saw they opened up over the weekend, went there Sunday first thing in the morning to beat the rush, and a nice addition to our town that a lot of people have been talking about. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Mr. Mills?
I have nothing to add, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Burke?
Thank you. I have this great T-shirt giveaway coming up. No, actually, I have nothing.
Mr. Holman?
Just going to say congratulations on the 15th straight year from the auditors. That's really great news, sound financial practices and auditing and reporting. Thank you to Bond Council. Excellent job saving us $250,000, saving the taxpayers $250,000 for looking into that kind of thing and seeing it and bringing it to us. And Chief, last but least, please pass on to the officers. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep it down. Strange things are happening out there and none of them are good. Young officer from Wyandotte County lost his life in the last couple days, and unfortunately, it's becoming way too common. That's all I have.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Mr. Ingert?
Just real quick, last Tuesday, I went on the hunt for cinnamon rolls. So I stopped by the farmer's market. They didn't have any. But I took the opportunity to visit with each one of the vendors that was there. And I asked them, so how does this compare? And they said, this is the best farmer's market we got going. He said, the location's perfect. They really enjoyed it. It's easy to come drop our things off, pick our things up again, and keep coming back because we do have somebody here selling cinnamon rolls. They just weren't there that Tuesday night.
Gotcha. All right, thank you. And as for my report this evening, I want to thank the Finance Department for the great work that you and Mr. Fearborn do together to put a great budget together and bring these accolades to us and ensure the great accountability for every tax dollar that's spent out there. We appreciate that very much. To the Arts Commission and Communications Department, thank you for all the hard work. I know this has been a little disheartening for some of these events to get canceled, but Mother Nature hasn't really cooperated this summer all that much. And to the Parks Department, thank you for all the great work that you're doing too. They're just keep chugging along there and doing some great improvements to our parks, and we really appreciate you, Nathan, and your team. And as Mr. Holman said, Josh, you get out there, tell those guys to be careful, okay? Things are kind of crazy right now. All right, well, thank you all this evening for your attendance, and if there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor,
Ms. Abdelgawad.
I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion, sir.
Motion's made and seconded to adjourn from